Welcome to the No Cap Sports Show podcast where sports and convos collide. I'm your host, the Cobra.
I am your host, O-Dog, a.k.a. O.
And you know it's the guru here, Big Poom. About to make it
Hey, at least we gave you opportunity to say who you are this time.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They put me like Rosa Parks in the back of the bus, man. You know what I'm
saying? Hey, and that's tough because with it being a great great playoff week, man. You two, you and your co-host there. What's his name? What's your name up there? Him.
The God of Snake. The God of Snake.
Just call me the king. That's all you gotta say. It's the king.
Nah, it's only one king. Everybody know who it is. Leonidas. For all our viewers, you already know my dad. You know what I'm saying? But with Buffalo and Baltimore, man, I know we got some topics to talk about, man. But
yeah, we gonna get to it, O-Dog. Hey, I already told them backstage we ops for a week. You know what I'm saying? So we ops.
Yeah, that's my number one op, and number two is Michael Wilbon bobblehead, wherever he at. and I thought we was gonna be on PTI today. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for the Michael Wilbon bobblehead.
Shout out to Michael Wilbon. Shout out to Michael Wilbon.
AKA DL Hughley.
AKA the OG, the one and only Fredo. What's up, though, man? How y'all doing, man? How y'all week going?
Going good so far, man. Just trying to get acclimated back at work. You know, that holiday season, you off and you relaxing, you getting back into the thick of things, man. Sometimes that wears on you, bro. I've been tired, bro.
A blessing and a curse, huh, Poom?
It's no bull. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts. It's love, man. That weather, man. Y'all stay safe out there in them icy streets, man. It's a little nippy out here too. You get a little nippy out here at nighttime. A tough 40 degrees, man. It's tough out there.
Yeah.
But during the day, we was blessed, man. It was a beautiful day today. It was 75 today, so I can't complain.
That's what's up, bro.
It was almost 75 here too. It was 35. That's almost 75.
Hey, they say it feel like 15 out here.
Man, yeah, I don't want no parts of that.
Yeah, I don't blame you, brother.
Yeah, those days for me are over with. Don't want no part.
Yeah. Hey, look, fellas, we got a lot to talk about today, man. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Best time as any to talk about the NFL. Poom, why don't you kick us off, man? What, out of the first round playoff matchups, games, what teams were you most impressed with?
Most impressed with, I think Baltimore looked really good. I think Buffalo looked good. That kid, man, Jaden Daniels, man, he is, it's not even enough that can be said about him. I've been watching football since the early '80s, and I never remember a rookie who we still haven't found a moment that's too big for him. You know what I mean? Like, usually even rookies play well, but RG3 was the last really great rookie to play for the Redskins. But when they got to the playoffs, it was like that moment kind of got bigger, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like this young, he just stepping up and knocking it down. Like, man, they got one for the next 10, 12 years with him. But
it's okay for you to say knocking shit down. We our producer said we okay to curse a little bit. It's okay for you to say that. We gotta be ourselves, listeners and viewers. We gotta be ourselves. This is what you signed up for. We gotta be ourselves. So go ahead, Poom.
Yeah. So Washington, and the Rams look really good too, man. Like, I think that this week of games is going to be really tough. Like, I think it's going to be a great week, man. Like, Saturday, Sunday, I told my son, man, I'm glad you came Friday because real Saturday afternoon, I think I might have to just catch it on the live stream, man, while I'm watching one of these games, man. Cause it's tough, bro. It's tough, man. It's some good. It's gonna be some good football on Saturday and Sunday, man.
No question.
Yeah. Oh, dog, who you are impressed with first round of the playoffs?
The first round of the playoffs, I am impressed with Washington. I think they went into Tampa and found a way to win. As much as people are talking about Jalen Hurts and the passing game, the fact that they did not have to pass the ball and still can win and run the ball, that's what playoffs is about. Minnesota, man, they let me down. I truly thought that they were going, for them to be playing for the number one overall seed, and then you would think that would light a fire under them the way Detroit, got at them or whatever the case may be. So I would have thought they let me down a little bit. So I was disappointed with Detroit, but no knock on the LA, and the Rams look good throwing that ball around. The only thing I got to talk about with the Rams is what we were talking about backstage, prior to coming on live. Man, it's cold out there on that East Coast. And I don't know what time the Rams and the Eagles play, but regardless, it ain't going to be playing in L.A. in SoFi or playing out here in Arizona, Glendale. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was, they playing inside. I think they had the roof open and everything. So it was beautiful. So I think that it's going to play a major part. But so those were the couple teams that I was impressed with. As far as the AFC, I would never say I was impressed with Baltimore, because the simple fact is I need to see what Lamar does Sunday. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens could have won every game, but I need to see what they are going to do in this divisional round, and hopefully what he does in the AFC Championship game. So regardless of what happens, I want to see Lamar Jackson play good football. And if he does that, that's going to put Baltimore in a great situation and get them, have them prepared to win. But so that's everything that I thought that I saw. That was it.
Yeah, and
has Lamar ever no shit got out of the division round?
No.
He was just in the AFC Championship game last year.
No, he wasn't.
They didn't go to the AFC Championship game?
Yeah, they lost to Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. They beat Houston in the divisional round.
So who they play in the wild card last year?
They had a bye.
So they had the number one seed last year? I thought that was 2 years ago.
Last year, they had the number one seed.
Oh, I ain't remember that. I got to look that up. So who Cincinnati play? Y'all sure y'all ain't play Cincinnati?
Cincinnati was not represented, I don't believe, in the playoffs.
Yes, we did. But yes, we did go to the playoffs last year. Yes, we did.
Yes,
we did go to the playoffs last year. Baltimore did not go to the AFC Championship game last year.
What were we betting? A cigar and some bourbon?
Nah, we betting that Lamar don't throw
No. Don't use me. No. Old dog always try to move the goalposts on everything, man. He always move the goalposts. We not doing that. And look, he on the phone. Look,
Alexa,
look at Data on the phone.
Alexa, who is in the 2024 AFC?
I agree with you, Washington and Jaden Daniels. I was most impressed with them. I was impressed with the quarterback being a rookie and looking like a vet.
They didn't hear that.
And just the team overall, it just looked like they deserved to be there, and they was there to win. They wasn't there just to represent and be in the playoffs. They was there to win that game. So I was definitely impressed with them. With Baltimore, it wasn't that I was impressed with them. I was more pleased. I was pleased to see the style of ball that they played. You know what I mean? They ran the ball. Henry ran 26 times. Lamar Jackson used his legs when there was green field in front of him. What we've been asking them to do in the playoff situation, stop worrying about the outside noise and trying to prove to everybody that you can just throw the ball every time and win ball games. Do what you do. It's winning time. I don't care if you throw the ball 2 times. as long as you win the game. And that's what I was pleased with, that they finally, stuck with the formula and used their legs. Buffalo, they played as expected. We knew that they was going to put a thumping on their opponent in the first round. And I would say I was unimpressed with the Chargers. And that's a team that, especially when you're talking about Herbert, that's somebody that's get hyped up year after year after year. And you never hear the same criticism of Herbert that you hear for Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, Herbert lost that first game and nobody said anything about it.
Right.
I was really unimpressed with them, and then I was impressed with the Rams. I'm not going to say I was unimpressed with Minnesota Vikings. We kind of, I don't know, everybody was talking about Sam Darnold being in the playoffs, leading that team, and you going against, Matthew Stafford and the boys. It kind of went the way a lot of people expected. So, but as far as being impressed, I definitely Washington at the top of my list.
That's what's up.
Yeah, one of the things is just to hit on what you're saying about Justin Herbert. I don't think he ain't gonna get the same criticism Lamar get, because he's not considered a Lamar peer. Like, when you talk about, like, he's in that next tier of quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not expected to carry his team to a Super Bowl. Like, Lamar, there's an expectation that Lamar and Josh Allen carry their team to a Super Bowl. That expectation ain't on Justin Herbert right now. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think that even though he threw 4 picks, I think 2, maybe even 3 of them, you know what I'm saying, his receivers kind of let him down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I thought the Jim Harbaugh coach team would be better prepared than they were for that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, now the first round is over. Now we're in a divisional round. We know what the matchups are. Oh, dog. Who you most?
I like anybody but Baltimore. I like anybody but Baltimore. Now, how about that? I do not like Baltimore or anybody that like Baltimore. Now,
yeah, you're on the wrong side of history. That's okay.
So that's the first thing. No, I'm on the right side of history. I'm on the right side of history because y'all ain't won shit. So I'm on the right side of history. So I like Buffalo.
Hold on. Ain't you a Bengals fan?
I like Buffalo. You asked me who I like this weekend.
Huh?
You asked me who I like this weekend, correct?
But you said we didn't win.
Yeah,
shit.
We went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
But did you win shit?
We went to the Super Bowl a couple years, and we won the AFC Championship too. So
our goal is not to get to the Super Bowl.
I like Buffalo. I like Philly. I like Kansas City. And I like Detroit. Sorry, Washington, all my fellow fans. Y'all did draw the right group. If they got somebody, because hope Detroit, they probably gonna be like, oh man, Washington. And what Detroit gonna do, you mark my word, they're gonna play a lot. Well, we all know they play a lot of man-to-man. So I like, if the young boy, number 2, I forgot his name, the youngin' out of North Carolina that had a good game last against Tampa. They've been waiting for him. I forgot his name. He got drafted 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Second round pick. I forgot his name. Fredo know. He know his name. If that young man can contribute and help out, you know what I mean, what the boy Josh Doctson was supposed to do, who Washington missed on that one. And I said that way back 2 years ago on this show. They missed on that one. If he can help out and give Scary Terry some help, it's going to be, I think Washington, they got a good chance. But, man, Detroit is a machine, man, with Gibbs and, Saint Akiwa or whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? And they just the way, what you call them, is playing right now. Their quarterback, and that coach, man, that head coach, man, he probably had them boys in full pass, at least 3, 4, the whole offer. They had to be, and look, and when you winning, you ain't tripping on being on full pass, because you might be on full pass, but they know how to practice, right? So yeah, when you got a coach like that, you ain't tripping. You like, man, coach, he said, well, I'm gonna put you in full pass 3-4 days, but we're gonna take off these next 2 days, but we got to get after it a little bit. And when you got a coach like that, that's why those boys play so hard in Detroit. When you got a coach like that, players coach, your players gonna go do whatever they can to try not to let you down.
Yeah.
So those are my teams. Detroit, Eagles in the NFC Championship, and then it's gonna be Buffalo and Kansas City. Baltimore will be right where the Cincinnati Bengals is in Cabo, watching the championship on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts for the second round, and what game are you most excited to see this weekend?
I mean, you obviously know I'm most excited to see, Lamar come up to Buffalo, man, and see what it's like when he getting that real cold weather. What we got down here really ain't shit compared to what Buffalo about to give them.
Oh yeah, they got that. Are they expecting snow too?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little snow.
Ooh, Lamar Jackson gonna hit four. He gonna hit 2 cheerleaders in the face and a assistant general manager.
Mm-hmm. Longest day in the end zone.
So, my only I think that Houston got a chance to beat Kansas City. Like Kansas City offense has been so pedestrian this year. That I think it opens the door. I think if Houston can come out with that same kind of energy that they came out with, now you can't count on Pat Mahomes throwing the ball away like Justin Herbert did, but just that energy that the entire team played with. I think if they bring that, and they can find a way to protect and keep them 4 knuckle draggers that Kansas City got off of C.J. Stroud, I think they got a chance. I think Philly is going to deal with L.A. and that Detroit-Washington game. I've been saying that my only problem I have with Detroit, and I like Dan Campbell, but man, he just does some bone-headed. He gets a little bit into the analytics sometimes with me, and I think he just hates to kick. He don't like to punt. He don't like to kick off.
Washington don't either.
But that's what I'm saying. But now he done got the one other coach who does the same type of dumb shit. Like Dan Quinn made that game closer than what it should have been by not kicking field goals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then again, he he's working on his 3rd field goal kicker this year. He might not trust him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That might have been a trust issue with Quinn. But I think Detroit gonna pull it off. But I would not be surprised if Dan Campbell goes forward on 4th and something, or kicks an onside kick and does something dumb when he doesn't need to do it, just because that's his MO. So,
yeah.
And Buffalo over Baltimore, no question.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to see Lamar. Like, he played well in this game right here. And that was the first round, but nobody thought that that team had a chance, you know what I'm saying, against Baltimore. You thought Pittsburgh had a chance?
Yeah, I mean, if you were a Baltimore fan, you was nervous about that game. You talking about a division rivalry that's had your number for the last several years.
Let me ask you this: they had a chance because it was a division rivalry, but I watched that game
and a top 5 defense,
and I rewatched it. Right, I watched that game twice.
Mm-hmm.
As great a player as T.J. Watt is, I have not seen anybody play as undisciplined at a defensive end, outside linebacker, and it just doesn't get talked about. I can't figure if that was Michael Parsons, they'd be killing him all week. Like if that was, I just can't help but think.
Poom, you don't know though. Poom, you don't know what the defensive scheme is. You don't know if they telling him, nah, Poom, you don't know.
What we do know, you know this much about football, that if you have a defensive end and you are instructing him to go down inside,
but listen to what you just said. But listen to what you just said. If you are instructing him, you don't know. Sometimes defensive coordinators do wild shit and say your job is not to mess around and keep the edge. Go to the ball. Find the ball. Do what you need to do. Sometimes they do that.
I will say
I would agree with that. But nobody's saying go get the ball, and we're not going to have anybody take outside contain.
How do you know that somebody outside the outside contain might have been someone else? You don't know. We don't
know. But that's what I'm saying. It was nobody there. Every time he went down, it was nobody there. So for it to be a blown coverage or a blown assignment once, twice, but every time he would do it, it to me, watching it, it looked more like a selfish player than a bad call. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But Boom, I will say this. During the commentary of the game, they did say that he was assigned to attack Henry, no matter what. It was somebody else's responsibility.
Man, I'm not listening. Listen, we ain't about to talk to no Pumi about no motherfucking defense. Sorry, listeners and viewers. We ain't doing that. That's 2025.
Slim,
we're not talking that. We're not. Listen, certain players, they say everything's out the window. Mm-hmm. That's the same way Palomalu and the God rest in peace, S-Dot, used to be supposed to be in the post. But he down by the line of scrimmage. Sometimes you tell your players, hey, go to the ball. Somebody else, that's supposed to be somebody else's job. We don't know. That's all I'm saying, Poom. We don't know. You're right. It might have been some times where he was being selfish. 100%. But my point of saying that is, don't sit up there and say every time, because we don't know. We don't know. Bottom line is they ain't get it collectively as a defense.
They did not get it collectively. But if that's the case, then that defensive coordinator need to be fired because he put him in a shitty position. Because every time he went down on that read option, they just pulled it and ran outside. Every single time. They just read him. All right, you coming down, we'll just take this.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's bad football.
No, you're right. No, hey, Poom, I'm agreeing with you on that part. But what I'm also saying is sometimes the D coordinator got to say, you know what, TJ Watt, that plan ain't working. So instead of you just going to the ball, how about you just do this? Your job is going to be, no matter what you do, you got outside contain. Force everything back inside. But that ain't what made the Steelers lose.
No, I'm not saying it's what made them lose, but there were multiple instances. If you go back and watch the game where it was, they had one where it was 2nd and 19, and it was nowhere for Lamar to throw the ball, but because TJ Watt didn't have any type of lane discipline, Lamar was able to just step around and just go outside.
Hey, Poom, even if he did have discipline, he ain't stopping Lamar. I mean, let's keep it a buck. I know it would have made it harder, whatever. You right, pause. But like, bro, come on, man. Lamar running past DBs like and Josh.
He is. But he is. I'm saying, you play football, I play, and you know that we play with players who are great players, right? But sometimes they get caught up in, I got to make this play. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to try to lean on, and sometimes great players do it. But sometimes when you trying to do that and you getting burned and you call.
Okay, but let me ask you this, Poom, and let me ask you this, Cole. As great as coach as Tomlinson is, right? Hold on. I want y'all to see my face. Hold on. As great as coach as Mike Tomlin, whatever his name is, coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you think if TJ was kept going inside and going crashing, do you think, because I seen Mike check Pouncey, Ryan Clark, Palomalu, Lamar Woodley, James Harrison. Do you think he wouldn't check TJ Watt and say, hey, TJ, your job responsibility is to be outside?
I'm sure I'm not saying Mike Tomlin didn't.
But you kept saying you just said he was doing it all game. So my point is, if he was doing it all game and hurting the defense as closely as Mike Tomlin works with the defense, because if you watch Hard Knocks, you see every Tuesday he in there with Fitzpatrick and them, and they watching film and they watching tape. HBO Fitzpatrick. So my point is, do you really think if they didn't tell him, hey, go to the ball, I don't care about you getting a cold and no outside contain. Man, your job is one thing only: find the ball, go to the ball, or whatever the case may be. Do you really think he would have said, hey? Do you really think he would have been like, hey, no, hold up, you doing a little bit too much. I need you to keep outside contain. Same way he got on Mike Pouncey. If you watch when Pouncey came to the side, he said, "Hey, this ain't it's a team game. It's not personal. You sitting there getting personal fouls and such and such or whatever. Hey, it's the team." So
I'm not saying he did.
Do you think Mike Tomlin, knowing him as far as the character that this man is and what we've known about him, do you think he wouldn't have told TJ, "Hey, your job responsibility is to take it outside"?
Absolutely. I don't think he wouldn't say it.
Okay.
But I also think that he's not going to replace him.
Yeah, but you think
no, he's not. But Watt is not going to continue to do the same thing.
Yeah, he's not going to continue.
Instructed by Mike Tomlin to do something else. Obviously, that was the game plan. If he continued the entire game to do that same thing, that's what they wanted him to do.
Certain players, you say go to the ball. You don't know about that because you ain't played no defense. That defense you played in the DCIAA when you beat me for that MVP of the DMV. That was just home cooking right there because you was a DC public school kid. And I was the only.
That's how you do, O.
That's all he said.
It was just a different type of domination. But anyway, go ahead, Cole.
Yeah. So my picks for the second round, of course, I'm gonna go with Kansas City. You can't go against them until somebody dethrones them.
Right.
I like Philadelphia over the Rams. I think the Rams can't do anything to slow down Saquon Barkley. I saw that first game and Saquon Barkley went wild. I don't think there's nothing they can do about it from the backfield or him catching balls on screen passes or whatever the case may be. Detroit-Washington game, going with Detroit. Detroit been dominant all year. That's a team that from the very beginning, I think all of us thought that, hey, we like them to go to the Super Bowl because they look that good. And
at least to the NFC Championship.
At least to the NFC Championship, and I don't see them losing to Washington, and I think that they may have something cooking for Jaden Daniels. Being a rookie and everything, I think they may find a way to kind of rattle him, even though he's been a cool customer so far.
Right.
And then of course that's the biggest game of the weekend, Buffalo, Baltimore. Of course, y'all know I'm Baltimore.
Ohio State, Notre Dame.
So I'm going with I'm definitely going with Baltimore. Everybody is kind of tagging this game to be like the game of the year. It's supposed to be an epic game. You got two of the top contending MVP candidates, two great teams. You in Buffalo in the cold, probably going to be some snow. So it should be an epic game. But what I think is Baltimore is built for this game. That's why they got Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? That's why they got that workhorse. And we all know that Buffalo does have a problem with stopping the run. So I think that will be our advantage. And I don't this could be my bias, but I don't even think the game is going to be as close as we all think.
Yeah, that is your bias.
Yeah, I mean that's me. So
you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, so you're a diehard.
This is not even just as a fan. It's just my observation. So we'll talk about it next Wednesday and see what's what. But right now, this is just what I think. And while we're on the subject of NFL, and we was talking about Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers, do you think it's time for Mike Tomlin to walk away from the Steelers? Should they mutually part ways, or should Mike Tomlin just say?
No, even though sometimes the change could be good. Tony Dungy went from Tampa to Indianapolis and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sometimes the change could be good. So,
it
is what it is. But, sometimes – but I just think Pittsburgh is at a point where they need to get a big-time wide receiver. They've always had a great wide receiver in there. I like Pickens, but – Pickens as far as maturity and it's the overall little things. Like, you know what I mean? They need to get a bona fide number one in there, a pro.
So tell me this, O-Dog. Do you think, because you always hear that they call the wide receivers divas and all that stuff. Do you think that Pickens, the way he's
not a diva. He ain't done it. How can you be a diva? He ain't done enough. Listen, our listeners and viewers know I judge wide receivers on whether or not I'm hanging out and partying the night before I got to check. a wide receiver. If I got to check Pickens, man, I'm in Pittsburgh, man. I'm in the city. Where we at? Yeah, I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him. One, he gonna be upset if the ball not coming to him early. He gonna be pouting, whatever. Yeah, I'm not worried about him. But my thing is, besides Pickens, I think they had Dante Jackson on the team. But besides Pickens, I can't name another wide receiver. I do like the tight end number 80, but just to make it. But yeah, I ain't gonna talk about their roster. Bottom line is, I don't think Mike Tomlin needs to go anywhere. I just think they need some players because you blew it when you took the boy Pickens because y'all was trying to keep it hometown, and they took the boy Pickens out of Pittsburgh or whatever his name was, the quarterback, and y'all should have went and got another playmaker.
Oh yeah, Pickett. Yeah,
Pickett, whatever. They took Pickett just 2 years ago, and y'all already got rid of him. So that's what they blew, and they took him in the top 20 pick or top 25 for sure. So,
do you think the issues at quarterback started with them keeping Ben Roethlisberger around too long? Because they kind of kept him around way past his prime.
No, when you're a franchise quarterback and you won 2 Super Bowls, you can do it. You show your franchise, you show your quarterback that type of respect. So no, that's not just because you keep him around. That don't mean you draft. What you mean? Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. What you mean? What are we talking about? Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Do I got to go to Kansas City? Who was Kansas City quarterback? Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Right?
But with Pittsburgh, they never had nobody in the dugout.
But that's what I'm saying. They didn't do it, but that's not. But that's not Roethlisberger's fault, right?
Yeah.
You should have got somebody that okay, we're gonna keep him just like what Green Bay did with the boy Love, right? And that's what So that's why I love he didn't play as well as he should have. Off and field, on field injuries, whatever. But he's a solid quarterback for the Green Bay Packers for the next moving forward. They have their quarterback for the future, and Pittsburgh doesn't have that. So that's the reason why I think they had the problems that they had this year. They need to decide: are you going to go with Justin Fields, or you going to, they trying to do some Band-Aid work? Nah.
Yeah.
But no, Tomlin good. I wouldn't leave Pittsburgh. I'll stay right there.
Yeah. Hey, Poom, do you think it's the end of the road for Tomlin and the Steelers?
Listen, I think that Mike Tomlin is one of the greatest coaches in NFL history.
Facts.
I think the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise has been spoiled by, a lot of success over the last 20 years and success from the 70s. But you got to realize, man, during the 80s and 90s, Pittsburgh Steelers wasn't no hell raisers. So for y'all to act like every year y'all should be in Super Bowl contention, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like,
but I think
because if Mike Tomlin step away with that roster they got, they're gonna see a whole bunch of 4-13 seasons.
Oh yeah, facts. And I don't think it's more so them the Super Bowl contention thing. It's the fact that they haven't won a playoff game in like the last 7-8 tries.
So to that, should they have won a playoff game this year? Did they have the talent to beat the person that they was in the playoffs against?
Well, some will probably say yes, because you got to remember Pittsburgh was leading that division for 13 weeks of the season, and they was playing for a first seed in the NFC for a second there. And then they had a little landslide, a dip in the past, the last 4 or 5 weeks?
You're not answering my question. Is Pittsburgh, are they talented? Did they have the best football team?
No. Baltimore was a better football team.
Pittsburgh was coached really well this year. They played above their heads. They overachieved. They were not supposed to win a playoff game. Sometimes you get to the playoffs, you're just playing the good teams now. There ain't no more, ain't no more bad teams. So Pittsburgh got there, right? And they were the worst of the good teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I say, well, he doesn't win a playoff game, what games has he lost? These 6 that he's lost, which ones did he lose that he was supposed to win? Which one did he lose where he was not at a talent deficit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you look at it through that lens, it's like, all right, well, shit, at least he's getting us there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he's getting us to the point where at least we got a shot. Now, the fact that we, overachieving is we overachieving. But Pittsburgh ain't got no hellified. Like O said, they got one receiver. You know what I'm saying? They got a tight end.
That's what I'm saying. Like
their quarterback situation has been laughable the last 7 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what is their expectation for Pittsburgh? Like what's your realistic expectation? I mean, Najee Harris is a good back, but they ain't got no hellified running game. Like Pittsburgh is like they're good. They're like a 6. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. Like they're just like a 6. Like it's like a good looking girl you see, but you ain't gonna remember her. You know what I'm saying? Like you remember that 9, that 10, but it's a 6. She ain't ugly, but and that's Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, they just all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't gonna beat nobody.
Yeah, I think the key word you said is overachieved. I think that's what Mike Tomlin has been able to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers for a long time now is overachieve, make them look better than what they really are. It's seasons where they probably should have only won 3 games, but they finished a little bit over 500, or maybe they finished 500. I mean, for him to never have a losing season since he's been coaching that team is just, you got to tip your hat to that. But I do think 2 things could be true. I do think that maybe their time is done in Pittsburgh. With Tomlin and the Steelers organization. Sometimes you just get to a point where, look, I can't do nothing for you no more, and then the team like we need somebody fresh in here. A fresh energy, and I'm thinking I'm kind of comparing it to like. Andy Reid. Andy Reid has always been the top 2-3 coach in the league. He took the Eagles to Super Bowls multiple times and won NFC Championship multiple times, and it just got to the point where him and that franchise just reached a point where they just couldn't go no further. And now you see that when he went to somewhere else, got a fresh new start.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a Super Bowl champion.
100%, but Cole, I ain't mean to interrupt, but let me just say this though. When he did fall on his sword, he fell on his sword with who? Mike Vick was his quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? Then you see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is let Mike Tomlin have another run at it, but give him a quarter. I think and Pumi just talked about it, and him being the offensive line can tell you a lot more about it than me. The youngin from the running back that came, I forgot. I think he came out of Alabama. The running back out of Alabama, he's okay, but he's not what they thought he was going to be. I think we can all say that.
He had a spark when he started, but then he just kind of
started, but he's not with it.
Yeah.
The defense is still playing well. I think they need a couple pieces in the secondary. I think they need a bona fide corner. I like Jackson, Sutton. He's nickel guy, whatever. I think they need and I do like Porter. He's coming around, whatever. But I think they need one more. And nowadays you need 3 of them, right? You need 3 corners, nickel and two outsides or whatever. But I just think the main focal point, they don't have any playmakers on it. Who do they have that you're worried about? That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm in Pittsburgh, I'm calling the city. I'm out, not just the night. It don't even have to be a West Coast, East Coast trip. I'm talking about if I'm in Philly, I'm telling my friends, come up, man, we out. If I'm playing, we out, man. What you talking about? What you talking about, man? We out, man. We out, man. We ain't worried, man. What? Pickens? I'm like, I promise you, if you say Omar, anybody, $1,000 right here, if you can name their number 2 receiver. Do y'all know him?
I can't name him.
Poon?
I have no idea.
I don't even know the tight end's name, and I like his game. I know he wears number 80, but I can't even. Besides, now I do know the young that had a nice catch when he toe tapped. I think he number 11 or something, but I don't know their names. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Nobody's afraid. So it's tough for Harris to get some good yards and run the ball and do well when you can just pack the box and we can go man to man and be like, man, we holler at y'all. Yeah. Ain't nobody worried about no. Yeah, he make now.
If he was Calvin Austin.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Had a great toe tap. Loved it. He did his thing. That catch he had, I think it was Christmas or whatever it was, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Love that catch. But that's what I'm saying. We shouldn't have to look up. Back in the day, Pittsburgh is known, the Plexico Birds, San Antonio. I said San Antonio. Antonio Holmes. Come on, man. Antonio Brown. Come on, man. What you talking about, man? They always had receivers, man.
Yeah.
Miles Ward. What we talking about? Yancey Thigpen, man. What we talking about, man? They always had a receiver, a bona fide number one that you got to see me, man.
Yeah, I think they thought Pickens was a bona fide number one, and they brought in what's his name, Mike Williams. I think they thought he was going to be better than what he is.
But you also got to remember they got Mike Williams he coming off major knee surgery.
True.
Right. So he thought he can help, but he messed around, don't do good in Pittsburgh. But he did okay. But he's not what he ain't that person, that franchise, who you building off of. He a complimentary piece, right? Pittsburgh has always had a wide receiver and a running back.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Nobody's worried about Harris, man. Nobody's worried about pick. Man, no, I'm out all, man. Listen, man. And don't let us not be in the playoffs. Don't let us be a team that's not in the playoffs and we playing against Pittsburgh. Man. Man.
Yeah.
Talking about the bus leave what time? Man, I see y'all at the stadium. I'm not coming back to the hotel.
Yeah.
I'm going from wherever I was at the night before. I meet y'all at the stadium getting dressed. I'm not worried about no Pickens.
Yeah. So Owen Poon, let's just say for conversation, Tomlin do leave. What's the best landing spot for him, in your opinion?
Pittsburgh. I don't think he should leave. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Ain't nowhere else to go. Who you gonna bring into Pittsburgh?
Yeah. I mean, I think Tomlin would be a good coach for Dallas.
Yeah, you must be playing around. Next topic, man. Let's go, man.
So you got receiver, you got quarterback.
Cole, you can't say that he's gonna be a good coach for Dallas. Yeah, he'd probably be a good coach for Dallas if he didn't have to deal with Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Come on,
man.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
The biggest hindrance for anybody being a good coach in Dallas.
Mike Tomlin from the 7-5. So let's next topic.
Yeah. So no, this was actually a segue into the next topick, because what we've been hearing all week is that the Dallas Cowboys is interested in bringing Dion Sanders in there as their head coach. Do you think that's a good move? Do you think the Cowboys would trade up for Shedeur?
Well, like I said, and if you trade Dak Prescott, you get a lot of pieces, and you probably get a lot of draft picks. But like I said, I thought he was going to the the Raiders.
The
Raiders. But yeah, I think that if anybody that can deal with him, because Dion's the type of person to be like, Jerry, man, who you talking to? You better relax. But I just think when you got those two big egos, I don't think it'll work. That's just my opinion. Go ahead, Poon.
I don't think it'll work either. I don't think it I think Jerry Jones has gone from being egocentric narcissist to an old man now, and he ain't really willing to listen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so old, he's so set in his ways. You know, I don't think there's anybody that can coach the Cowboys with this iteration of Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think that Dion will probably be a better pro coach than college coach, because it's just about being a CEO. You know what I'm saying? And if he gets the right people around him, I think that he can be a great CEO wherever he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I think Dallas' issues is the owner. Once he remove himself or get out the way, which he probably would never do, I think that's when you see him start taking a turn for the best. But keeping on the subject with Dion Sanders, he did make the comment that, he would go and coach an NFL team if he could coach his sons Shedeur and was it Shiloh?
Shiloh. Yeah.
And Shiloh. Do you think that's a good idea? For me personally, I think Dion should stay in college because I think I love the effect that he have on those young men. You know, he teach them how to be young men. He teach them how to be successful in the field and off the field. You know, I think he have conversations with his players that your average coach just don't have because he done seen it all. He done been there and done that. And I think his biggest impact would be in the college game. But I want to know what you guys think.
Go ahead, Poom. Because mine is very simple.
I think he should stay in college as well, but I also think that the head coach know when to cover his bed before everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And it's real hard to replace a once in a generation kind of guy. You know what I mean? And a really good quarterback. Well, I mean, it's a little easier now with the transfer portal, but I think when you see all that stuff, that's why I wouldn't be surprised if he left if he didn't see what he has and thinks that he can continue to win. Like I think building a young man is a byproduct, but I think Dion cares more about winning. You know what I'm saying? And that's understandable. Like and I think if he looks around and he sees, man, I can't win 9 or 10 games with these guys, then I think he may be willing to listen to going to the pros. But I don't know. I think he'll know the cupboard's bed before everybody else.
Yeah, but they did get the number one quarterback in the country that could sign with them, right?
They got the number one quarterback in the country going to Michigan. They got the other young. He top 5. He a top 5 guy. Number one quarterback went to Michigan and got $10 million.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, he got $10 million.
Okay.
He was supposed to be going to. What was he? He flipped. He was supposed to go to LSU.
Yeah.
He was going to LSU, and then Michigan. A booster from Michigan said, talked to her boyfriend at the time. Her boyfriend's a billionaire, and she said what she wanted was the quarterback. You know, the number one quarterback, and that's what he said. Well, what's it going to take? And they wound up giving him $10 million. And that's why he flipped from LSU to Michigan. Yeah. So very simple for me. Dion Sanders is the most marketing genius there is. He's been doing it his whole life, and he's doing it for his sons. Shedeur is good, but he's not better than Cam Ward. I don't personally feel like he's better than Cam Ward. But it's cool that they all together. They work with the same quarterback coach and things like that, or whatever the case may be. Dion Sanders' son Shedeur, when he came out of school, when he was committed to go to Florida Atlantic. Alabama's and Michigan's and these Ohio State. None of these schools. No, he was going to Florida Atlantic before Dion Sanders got the job at Jackson State or whatever. So to me, it seems like this is something that he has been working on. I feel like he should stay in college, because when you're dealing with grown men, it's a little different. And some of the stuff that he does and allows his sons to do, I don't think that'll be cool as far as professional, things of that nature. So that's just simple. Like we talked about prior to it, if we're all supposed to be scheduled there and we're supposed to be there for 5 a.m. workout, unless it's an illness or something wrong with the family member, then everybody should be there. Your son shouldn't be walking the runway in Europe at a fashion show for whatever. I don't think it's cool. Just like I didn't think it was cool Aaron Rodgers wasn't there for mandatory camp because he wanted to go, do whatever it is.
Good point. That's
I just think those type of things will be tough. So I think he should stay in college personally. But, if anybody can get it done with the Cowboys, I think it would be him. But I think it might be cool 3 or 4 games, but once they start losing, I think the shit will hit the fan. So
yeah. And at the end of the day, I would like to see his sons, especially Shedeur, play without their dad. We just let them out the nest. Let them, yeah.
The other son did, and he was at South Carolina, and he was doing his thing at first, and they put him in pass coverage, and it didn't work out well for him. So
Right.
that's his thing. He can come downhill. He's gonna try to hit you and blow you up, but pass coverage. He's a walking ESPN commercial.
Yeah.
WD-40.
Yeah. No, that's what they used to call me, WD-40. They used to say I was weak deep, but everybody knew that what it was that I do. I don't matter if you deep, fast, slow, whatever. I turn a 4.2 into 4.3 because I study everything about you. So yeah.
I think that Shiloh's a 210-pound downhill linebacker. Like he ain't no deep.
If he was to play closer to the box, if he would just be like a fly, let him play like the Will or the Sam in one of those defenses that or has that rover, like that extra safety. He's gonna have 15 tackles a game. But putting him out there in the NFL, offensive coordinators drawing up plays in the dirt.
You know what he remind me of? Remind me of a poor man version, but you remember that safety they had in Dallas used to be a hard hitter, but he could not cover to save his life?
Roy
Williams. That's what he remind me of. A poor man's Roy Williams.
Yeah, super poor. Because Roy Williams, because Roy Williams was 225 pounds, running full. Yeah, Roy Williams was a monster. So no, he don't even no.
I'm just saying in terms of big hitter, but can't cover. That's
for sure. Yeah, he is. But hey, I wish him. Like we say, we wish all the kids that's coming out for the draft and stuff like that nothing but the best. Yeah. Shout out to KG, Kenny Gallup. I know he watched, and I talked to him today. He's down in Atlanta. KG. Yeah, he's down in Atlanta, doing his thing, training,
getting ready.
And things like that, getting ready. Is it Atlanta or Houston? Atlanta. I think it's Atlanta. He's doing his thing, getting ready for the they going to the Black College Combine first, and then getting ready for the pro day. So shout out to all the guys and wish them nothing but the best. But
absolutely,
when you got somebody like Dion Sanders fighting for you, I suspect Shiloh to go no later than second or third round. So
yeah.
Because he gonna go wherever his son, his brother at.
Yeah, absolutely. Switching up speeds a little bit, we got college football this weekend, fellas. Championship game. Got Notre Dame and Ohio State. I want to know your
Ohio State. Anybody but Notre Dame.
Okay.
So shout out to Jordan Clark. I want Jordan to do well. I hope he have a couple pass breakups and do his thing. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, the Ohio State, Mama T, Uncle G, the mob. I wish I was in the basement. But yeah, shout out to the Ohio State University.
You got Ohio State, Pumi?
Anybody but Notre Dame.
God, y'all petty, man. Y'all some haters.
Hey, listen, I hate Notre Dame so much. They got me rooting against the black coach, and everybody that knows me know, man. I'm like Wendell Evans. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a young Wendell Evans, baby. I'm like Boo Boo, baby. You already know, baby. I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always going. You know what I'm saying? I root for everybody black.
Wendell Evans was a wild dude, bro.
But look, so look, obviously I know who you predicting to win the game. But what do you think the keys to victory are?
I think to the victory is for Notre Dame to do what they do best: slow the game down and to get number 4 the ball and get him. You can't wait till the second half, like you did against Penn. Who y'all play? Penn State, right? Penn State.
Yeah. You gotta get a ball to Love.
You gotta give the ball to number 4 And I was talking to a couple people, and they was like, well, Omar, the wide receiver, was just such. Obviously, the quarterback shouldn't have been the MVP. The MVP of that game, who got that offense going, was number 4.
Yeah, Love. 100%.
You can say the wide receiver, my boy, Baker Mayfield, that we had these conversations with. He was like, well, the receiver. I said, yeah, the receiver had a great catch. And yeah, he did this. He made a move. Awesome. He vicious with it. Off the line. He killed the corner. The catch and the move, that was one thing. But if people can see what he did to that young man in front of him on the line of scrimmage, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
But coming out in the second half, those 3 big runs, and for him to be accounted for, sometimes even if he doesn't don't get the ball, he got to be accounted for, and we got a defense to say, hey, us 2, we gonna have him. So now it's 8 on 11. You see what I'm saying? Because 2 of us is worried about this one man.
Yeah.
And that's the difference that people don't understand when it comes to football and things of that nature. When you got a receiver, or when you got a playmaker like that, and when he on that field, at any given time, he could bump his head on that goal post. You see what I'm saying? That opened up the a little bit of the passing game that Notre Dame did do. And Love having them 3 big runs, and it was 32 and whatever the backs was for Notre Dame. They had a couple good solid runs, but number 4, he can go 80.
Oh yeah, and he typically does. Like, he's been their best player all year long.
Oh yeah, and then I didn't know his knee injury was as significant as it was. Man, he got a bad knee injury, Poon.
Yeah,
He out there with a super brace on.
Yeah, and he's still jumping over people's heads and stuff.
Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. No, so I think that is the key. Getting him the ball and double teaming number 4. Take the same strategy that who Ohio State just played. Ohio State just played Texas. Whatever strategy Texas had, use that same strategy on number 4. Put 2 people on them and be like, hey, not today.
I was about to say, Notre Dame better have every priest at that school praying over that DB room every day, every night. They need to be praying over that DB room while they in there, while they not in there, because Notre Dame ain't got nobody for number 4. And
well, nobody in the country do.
Right. But right now, that don't matter. All them other teams in the country ain't got to see him on Monday night. Notre Dame do. And that's Notre Dame problem right now. And that's a big problem, Joe. Simply flat out buggy.
Yeah, obviously, I'm a Notre Dame fan, and I'm hoping they can win the game and win the national title. But realistically, I just don't see how Notre Dame can beat Ohio State. Ohio State is, to me, they was the best team in the college football playoffs from the first game all the way up to now. I think they look the most impressive. They look the most dominant, and that's going to be a big hill to climb. You know what I'm saying? It is the number 1 and number 2 defenses in the country. So, but like you said, what I would do, I would look at what the tape of Michigan. Whatever Michigan did, do that. Because I didn't watch the game. I just know Michigan beat them in the upset, and it was a low-scoring, ugly game. So whatever Michigan did to make that game like that.
But that's what we talking about, Cole. And that's why I said, well, you got to back like number 4. That he's a downhill back, and he can go 80. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. He can give you 5 here, 10 here, 20. He's a back. And what I'm saying is, though, I think he should be people should come in and spur him. Let other guys, running backs, come in and change up, because even if he's not getting the ball, when he's on the field, you have to account for him, right?
Yeah. See, they got 3 backs that they really like, and they try to split up their carries. But I was in the crib watching the Notre Dame Georgia game with my pops. I'm telling them about number 4, Love. I'm like, that's their guy. And they just wouldn't give him the ball. Like, it was a quarter and a half. He didn't even touch the ball. So
in the first half, that's why the game was the way it was. remember in the first half, I think he only had maybe 2 carries.
Yeah.
And when he came out, and when he came out in the second half, Marcus Freeman or whoever went said, "Nah, hold up. If he out here and he dressed and he say he can go, then shit, let's get him the ball." And sure enough, the first 3 plays one went 15, the other one went 20. Next thing you know, they had midfield.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the other team. So that's what I'm saying. So if they can continue to do that and play good, solid, because you don't have to have somebody to cover number 4.
Right.
This ain't a one-on-one. This ain't tennis.
Yeah.
What you talking about? I don't have to have is if our secondary can stop their wide receiver, right? If we can stop their wide receiver, then we'll be fine. So somebody's going. So yeah, we might have to double team them. So what?
Yeah.
The secondary for Notre Dame. So what? Yeah, we're gonna double team them. We're gonna robber him. We're gonna put a robber on him. We're gonna have somebody. Yeah, that's a sign of respect. So, and Ohio State's gonna have to figure it out. So good luck to their offensive coordinator or whatever. But you got to get him the ball because he ain't gonna be too happy having 5 targets like he had last game. I'll tell you that. You better start running some jet sweeps with him or something. Better do something, get him the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get out of here, one more topic I wanted to discuss. The NBA, is that brand starting to fade? And if so, why? Why you think that? Because I know the ratings are way down, and people just don't seem interested in watching the NBA games anymore. I know I'm not, and I'm a basketball guy, but I'm not motivated to watch the game. So what you think?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna be very short. Last night, the Denver Nuggets played against the Dallas Mavericks. And he's a diehard Dallas fan. I don't really have an NBA team. My NBA team, we won 6 NBA titles, Chicago Bulls. So I don't have an NBA team anymore. So with that being said, but good, I used to always love watching NBA basketball. I'm a fan of basketball, right?
Right.
Man, I went and watched the Netflix series. Godless, about a cowboy, old Western, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's how, instead of watching the Dallas Mavericks, you know what I mean? Back in the Denver, I went and watched because it's just the basketball is so different now. I feel like I don't relate to it until playoffs, right? But to see a young man come down, get the ball, they outlet him, he on the wing, get the ball, and it's 2-on-1 or it's 3-on-2, and he stop and shoot a 3-pointer instead of just driving and dishing to get a layup. That let me know I don't. And then it's like we talked about, it's too much. He's not or he's a defensive player or whatever it is, however they say it now. So yeah, like or two-way player. Like I don't know this game. So yeah, I watch playoffs.
Yeah. Poon, what you think about the NBA brand right now? Do you think it's a sinking ship?
I don't think it's a sinking ship. I think that I think right now the reason ratings are down, they're still talking about Nielsen, people who sitting in front of a TV watching a game. Like there's so many different ways now that people consume media. You know what I'm saying? That I watch games on my phone. You know what I'm saying? I haven't watched a game, or if I'm watching the game, it's at a bar. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily think that the brand is the same. Plus it's so much more now for everybody to consume. Like when Michael Jordan was playing, it wasn't no Netflix. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no Hulu. It wasn't all the different things that.
Well, you can say Michael Jordan all you want, but he was Netflix. He was. Don't bring Michael Jordan name in. No, don't. You don't need to bring
Michael Jordan. I don't give a damn about Michael Jordan.
It don't matter if it was Netflix. People still gonna get that. People not watching Netflix. And people gonna watch Michael Jordan. So you can go to the next person. Talk about Kobe or LeBron or Magic Johnson. Your guy.
point doesn't change. When Michael Jordan was there, him and his brand in the NBA was the main focus because it was not, people did not have all the different things to dilute their attention.
Pumi, Kobe, go ahead, man. Talk, man.
It's like NFL viewership was higher when wasn't no cable, when it was just 4, 5, 7, and 9. Everybody sat around on Sunday. Like, people still do it, but the viewership looks like it's down because people stream games. They do all types of shit. It's more stuff here, so people can divert their attention more ways.
Don't say nothing about no Michael Jordan. You just say that.
Nobody care about Michael Jordan.
People gonna show up to see Mike Jordan. That's all we want.
Mike Jordan ain't better than LeBron. LeBron is the king.
That's what's up, man.
Number one.
You all right. And you wasn't better than LeVar Young. Nah, how about that?
Hey, man, you know. Omar on mushrooms and gummies now out there.
No, he wasn't better than LeVar Young. Nah, how about that? Nah.
Hey, you on mushrooms and gummies out there now.
And that's not right. But whatever that is, I don't even know what all that is. Whatever. Shout out to Foot. But yeah. Forget all that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my guy, you can't say Michael Jordan's name without him jumping out there. But my point still stands that when Mike was playing, that there were not as many other distractions. You know what I'm saying? So no disrespect to Mike.
It's too late. You already disrespected.
How that? You know, because you didn't even listen to what I was saying. You just heard me say Michael Jordan.
You please talk,
No, I will say, Poom, you make a fair point, but what about like somebody like me? I'm a basketball guy. I always watch basketball. You know, TNT was what, Tuesday and Thursday. You got ESPN on Wednesday and Friday. I'm right in front of the TV. I'm watching every game. But now, I'm a LeBron Lakers guy. Like a couple weeks ago, they was on TV playing the Dallas Mavericks. I might have turned it on, watched maybe a minute, 2 minutes of the game, and turned to a show, a movie, or whatever the case may be. And, so for somebody like me that's not even interested in watching the game right now, I think it's because of multiple things. One, the competition not the same. Nobody going at each other. You know what I mean? The competition is weak. Two, no one's playing any defense. It's just like a running up and down the court all-star game, nice dunk, nice three-point shot, or whatever the case may be. And then the simple fact, you never know who's going to be playing from game to game. You turn on like, oh, man, look, LeBron going against Luka. You turn on the game, LeBron in a sweatsuit, Luka in some jeans. You know
Michael
what I mean?
Jordan played all his game.
He did. God bless him.
Yeah. Michael Jordan played up. He talking about no TVs, no whatever. Man, it was people when they went to when they was on the Dream Team and they went over there. Who do people say Michael Jordan? Who those people came out to see?
John Stockton.
Yeah.
And Christian Laettner.
Yeah.
No, I
they ain't go see no magic. They ain't see no magic. They wasn't tripping off no magic.
Oh no, Jordan was the brand. Jordan was the guy that they used to pump up the NBA and to get it to where
we're talking about.
That's
what we're talking about. So my point of saying that is,
but now the game is international. So they did their job with Jordan. Now the game is supposed to be bigger than ever, but now it seems like this year in particular. But
that's what I'm saying. Your number one guy, who's the number one? Who is the attraction? If it was one player, you had to say the attraction in the NBA is who?
That's the problem. Is a 40-year-old man.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. It ain't nobody tripping on watching him do what he do, man. Nobody, man. You know, LeBron, man, God rest in peace. He doing his thing. He got son in the league.
No, but they do. Anytime you're on TV, in terms of if you compare it to other NBA games, they always got the highest rating. Just like they play.
Yeah, they gonna have the highest rating because they also are the Lakers.
But I also think that when you look at the top 5 players in the NBA,
who are the top 5 players, Pumi?
Well, so I would say going into this year, I would say top 5 would be Joker, Giannis, Luka.
So you just said 3 people. That's you. The first 3 people you said are international, correct?
Yeah.
Right, they're international. Okay. So my point is though, when at least half of them don't have an aesthetically pleasing game. So we say out of them 4, out of Shea, and even Shea a little bit like
another
Joker and Giannis. It's not that it's international. It's like it ain't nothing pretty about their game. Like it ain't nothing like this. Like aesthetically pleasing. Like
he asked you who the top 5 was. The first 4 people you named were people from outside of the U.S.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. So it don't matter, bro. What I'm saying is, who is the USA player that's dunking, shooting the 3? Before,
Anthony
a couple
Edwards,
years ago,
he not there yet, but Anthony Edwards.
A couple years ago, it was Steph Curry. He was going crazy.
It should be Anthony Edwards and John Morant, but I don't think
John Morant messed up the bag. John Morant
messed up the bag, but so I think that there's little shit that they could do to like John Morant and Anthony Edwards. Like I think they should be in a dunk contest. Even though it don't mean nothing,
it should be Jason Tatum, but he don't have charisma.
You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum, he like a vanilla wafer, man. You know what I'm saying?
I like the boy out of Houston. Jalen
Green.
Jalen Green is a bad boy.
I like him and John Morant was going at it a little bit the other night, but they need more of that. You know what I mean? They need more of that going at each other, talking trash to each other. That's
Speaking of Jalen Green, God, what's his name? Play for the Detroit Pistons.
Cade
Cunningham. Cade Cunningham quietly is having a season for the Rex. Like he's a star now. But him and Green got bad blood going all the way back to high school. Right. So when they go at each other, it's something to see now. That's entertaining basketball.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But Cade Cunningham team ain't no good. So you know what I'm saying? So they gotta put him on a good team. And that's what's going to increase me.
But still knowing that now, when I know that Detroit is playing against Houston, Paul or Cole, now I'm a tune in.
Yeah,
you know
they in each other's face. They getting physical.
They don't like each other.
It's entertaining. It's entertaining.
Yeah, because the NBA now is like I start watching it a little bit more after the All-Star, but man, that for what? Go some that. Yeah.
But I also I ain't mad at guys taking days off, man. Like because
you was that type of player. You took days off all the time. That's why we was terrible when I did play with you, and that's why I was saying that's why the offensive line at the time at Howard, Kobe, that's why they was terrible. Because the leader, who's supposed to be the leader, one O-lineman, one offensive lineman at an HBCU. Now, I can't name this many people, and I ain't giving them his flowers because everybody knows on the No Cap Sports Show, OG Fredo, Money Mo, and all our listeners and viewers know, I can't stand that light-skinned beige dude up there. I don't like him. Everybody knows that. With that being said, I'm gonna give him his flowers while he here, and I don't have a problem with that. Ain't nobody win no offensive lineman at an HBCU what he did. He won best offensive lineman for back in the days. All you young listeners and viewers, Kenny Gallup and all the rest of the crew. It was Division I AA. Wasn't no FCS or FB at whatever. It was Division I. He won the best offensive lineman for Division I AA. That's the William and Mary, that's the North Dakota states, that's the Montana states, all that. But with that being said, when we come out to practice, he might come out in a hoodie and some sweatpants. So we don't know if you don't. So your attitude is only as good as your leadership. Poonie is a great player, but the overall leader, Bubba Dub, trash.
Let me go back to what I was saying. If you look at why NBA careers now are lasting a lot longer, it's because the science is better and people are taking a day. Like, so when you say you don't know who's playing all them 82, jokers are making business decisions, man, for their brand, and they're extending their careers. You know what I'm saying?
But you extending your career, but the question is the brand, the overall NBA brand is falling off, you know? Like, you extending your career, but eventually the NBA is going to say, okay, well, we're going to find a way to get some of this money back. We're going to recruit some of this money, you know? And they might not know now, but you better believe they're going to find, ain't no owner. If I'm an owner, I'm not, whoever is paying Kawhi Leonard, God, man, bless to you, bro. You're a better man than me, because ain't nobody killed the game like Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard the best of all. He the greatest ever did it. I
like Kawhi Leonard almost as much as I like Kobe. I mean, like Michael Jordan. Just for the simple fact that ain't nobody do it like him, man.
This man does so more money than Jesse James,
trying to
man.
compete with him.
Huh?
I think Embiid trying to compete with him.
Man, but
Embiid at least play.
He be playing, man. He be playing. Man, he ain't Kawhi Leonard, man. Ain't nobody.
Kawhi Leonard the only person I look at that look like he don't even like to play in the NBA. Like he's dead, but he's like, right? He's like, I don't even like to be in the NBA. Like, I'm here because it paid me a lot. I don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can't make me play.
Kawhi look like he better off. He had more fun just chilling at the recreation center, running the adult league, having the fellas back in where he from in San Diego, in the city, doing what he doing in the city, man. Chilling.
And I'm sure that he's probably made $300 million.
Oh, easy. Easy.
Oh, he got him.
He got him big. Especially with that first deal he got after he left Toronto and went to LA. For sure.
Yeah. All right, fellas, let's wrap this thing up. To our viewers and listeners, please don't forget to smash the like, hit the subscribe, and share our YouTube channel, the No Cap Sports Show podcast. Look, we appreciate your continued support each and every week. We'll be here, give you that heat. We got some great guests coming up.
We got big time guests coming up. We got some super big time guests coming up. Kobe, I ain't mean to interrupt you, but I have to
go ahead, bro.
I have to say one thing. OG Fredo told me to tell him, hey, all our parents out there. If you have a young kid and he is an athlete and he's out here playing sports, let him learn the game, let him play sports. If he's good, get with some people that are some good people that's around you that will help you make some great decisions. But we're seeing now where kids are talking about transfer portal in Little League, Boys and Girls Club, and they're already talking about the transfer portal. If you got to sit out or wait your turn, hey, eventually, if your goal is ultimately to get to the National Football League, trust and believe, or any professional sport league, they're going to have to wait. So let's teach them as a youngin', show them the correct way. But people posting, talking about, transfer portal, my kid is in this. That's the wrong thing, man. That's the wrong thing. So I just wanted to come on here and say that. Hey, love your kids, show them the right way, get them with some people on all levels, high school, college, pros. Get them with some people that truly, truly has their best interests at heart, and it's not about the bag or trying to, feed you something that's not true. And we at the No Cap Sports Show wanted to come on here and all our listeners and viewers, I just wanted to tell you guys that because I saw some stuff yesterday. Mm-hmm. I talked about it with the OG, and it was just crazy, man. I seen a little kid literally Poom, Cole, this kid is maybe 10 years old, and he's talking about I'm going in the transfer portal for Little League football.
That's crazy.
And you want to know, and one of your questions was, why is the NBA brand so watered down? What you mean? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Transfer portal at 10 years old.
Good.
Yeah, no, I saw that when it happened a couple months ago. It was crazy, man.
Good
But
point.
that's just new internet generation and people just wanting to do anything for social media for likes and it's insane, you know.
Yeah, but Poom, the kid is really leaving the team he was with to go to another team, though.
Yeah, it was real
That
life.
happens all the time. You know what I'm saying?
That was my point. It wasn't so much talking about the transfer portal. What I'm saying is let these kids go out and compete. And if you gotta wait because it's a Pumi Massimini that's in front of you, then you just gotta wait your turn. Right?
Yeah.
How about instead of leaving, how about learning from Pumi Massimini? And then that way, when it is my turn, or learning from a Kobe at the 2 or the 3, or he's playing the 4, but he could play the 2 and the 3. How can I learn and get my game and add those pieces to my game instead of leaving? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I don't care what sport you're in. If ultimately at the end of the day, your job is, if you're trying to play professionally, you're gonna wait there because those professionals not gonna let you take their job. It ain't no transfer portal at the professional level.
Yeah, no.
Okay, then.
No,
So
it's a micro. No. I'm 1,000% behind you. I think that this generation they don't understand adversity in sports. Like they don't understand that there's nothing wrong with waiting. There's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing wrong with not going somewhere and instantly being the guy. You know what I'm saying? And the difference is now, like when we was coming up, it wasn't 57 different AAU teams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you went to somewhere and if you ain't played, it wasn't like you could go and bounce. You could go somewhere else, but everybody was loaded. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was flooded. It wasn't like you could just, all right, I'm gonna go to this team and I'm gonna be the only person on there. Like now, man, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of teams in every city. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's because parents make teams so their kids can be the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what.
Unless you as a parent, you need to say, hey, listen. But Omar, also everybody doesn't have the advantage of having played a sport, having learned that way. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what, if you listen to what I said, Mapumi Massimini, I said get with somebody who does know. Or get.
No, I got kicked off. I got the stream died, but no, I 1,000%. I got a son in high school, so I see this shit all the time. Like, and you see kids playing for 4 or 5 different high schools in 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's every year. Like, I'm going here, and you know, these kids, they'll be texting and dudes. They'll be like, hey man, why don't you transfer the roles with me or transfer here with me? And I'll be like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you at St. Albans, man. You want an honor roll. That shit is bigger than basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're getting a great education. You're learning how to survive on your own at a boarding school, doing very well in the nation's capital. But
the problem is, I don't think that. And I was talking with EJ about this. Right? When they played on Saturday, they had a little tournament up at Georgetown Prep. Is that a lot of parents of these younger kids, this younger generation, doesn't look at what sports does for your kid. Like, they don't look at the totality of what it does. Like, companies used to want to hire former athletes because they knew that they were team players. That, you know what I'm saying, that most athletes can go into a situation and work for the common good amongst other people. Right. Like now, these young, it's nothing about team. it's nothing about because the parents are poisoning them. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's what I just said. That's what I
No,
was
no,
just
no. I'm not going against. Like I said, my stream got cut off, so I didn't hear everything you said. But
it's just awful. It's terrible, and and no disrespect to all our No Cap Sports show and my brother right here will tell you. I tell my nephew all the time he sucks too. He's terrible. So I tell everybody, all y'all terrible, whatever the case may be. Until you can learn how to show me a real triple threat, can you show me the rules? Do you know all the rules of basketball? How about that? Let's start off there. Do you know all the rules of the basketball game? Some of these kids don't even know the rules of basketball.
That's a fact.
So my point is to my nephew, hey, dudes, I'm more proud of you going off on your own, doing what you got to do, being on an honor roll, getting straight A's, getting already your college education is already paid for because you already got one scholarship off. You're gonna get more. You're only a junior, so that's what I'm proud of. So it don't matter if he had 37 and he scored 37 points. Uncle O gonna be more proud of if he got over when it came time for the pick and roll and he rotated and he was the third man to rotate. That's what I care about because that lets me know you starting to know the essence of the game, right? And that right there will take you a very long way. Everybody can't be shooters like Kobe. Everybody can't be a slam dunker. Some people just got to be hell of a rebounder. And if you a hell of a rebounder and you averaging 15 rebounds and 10 free rebounds, nephew, or whoever you make case may be, whatever type of player you are, they got a spot for it. We had a person come on here on this very show, Alexandria's own Keith Bogan. What did he say? I had to find my niche, and my niche was being a defensive player. And that's why he got over 12 years in the NBA.
Facts.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing. Because a lot of times when they call that starting five out, he was one of them starting five. And if he wasn't, he definitely played the meaningful minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
I saw Pat Bev and Gilbert Arenas having a conversation. And he said, man, Pat Bev averaged 37 in high school.
Yeah.
And he was a defensive player in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Is he in the NBA this year or no?
No, he's not. He's out. But
so he easily got what? At least 10, almost 12 years.
Oh yeah, he double digits. Yeah, he double digits. Right. Yeah.
So that's the point. So that's all we trying to say to all our listeners and viewers. I apologize. We went a little later than we normally do, but I just want to tell you, all our listeners and viewers, hey, let your kids be kids. Teach them the correct way. If you don't know, get with somebody that truly cares about your son or your daughter or whatever the case may be. That's going to help them, learn the essence, the nuances of the game, and teach them the correct way. Period.
Yeah. That was wisdom right there. That was great information. Before we get out of here, I just wanted to say, the No Cap Sports Show podcast crew would like to send our love and our prayers to all the folks affected by the Southern California wildfires. I know there are a lot of people that's been injured, that's been killed, property damage, people being displaced and everything. So we just want to sincerely give you our love and our prayers and hoping you and your family and your friends make it out of that situation okay.
Shout out to our cousin and family of the No Cap Sports Show in Alexandria, Aubrey, Fredo the OG. They lost a loved one. One of their OGs just from around the neighborhood or whatever the case may be.
Rest in peace, Mister.
Yeah, sending y'all love, prayers, smoke good. Make sure y'all go smoke a good cigar, drink some good bourbon, man.
Yeah.
And just letting y'all know, man, we with y'all, man. Salute, man.
Yes, sir. To all our viewers and listeners, respect and honor. Salute.
Hey, Poem, you tripping on Michael Jordan.